Hello everybody. Welcome to this week's live crystal channeling. Today, a very special crystal. This is kind of a big mama jama channeling right here, which is a Lemurian quartz, but not just a Lemurian quartz that channels the pink ray, hence its coloration. So that's the channeling that I'm going to be doing today. And bit of a funny story, just quickly while people are joining the channeling, in terms of how this one came into my keeping, because we are only ever keepers of crystals. Crystals by and large will outlive us, so it's a temporary companionship, the crystals in our keeping, but this one came into my keeping via my friend Nancy. I walked into her apartment one day, I saw it on a counter, and I was like, and she was like, oh yeah, I just got that, blah blah. I'm like, Nancy, I have to have this crystal. No, I just got it, it's mine. Nancy, I have to have this crystal. No, I just got it. Nancy, no. And so I hung out at her place that evening, and I kept holding on to this, and I kept saying, Nancy, no. Nancy, no. And eventually, as we're leaving, I go to sadly put it down, and Nancy says, okay, fine, take it. And I was like, but Nancy, it's a Lemurian with a pink ray. This is amazing. Fine, take it. So thank you, Nancy, for giving in to me. And letting me be the keeper of this beautiful and magical Lemurian seed. And books have been written on Lemurian seed crystals. I'm going to be developing a course for next year that focuses very specifically on working with them and channeling from their consciousness. They're really very powerful crystals and have a very divine purpose on this planet. I will share with you, I know there are a lot of people out there who use Lemurian seed crystals in psychic surgery and in healing sessions. For what it's worth, I channeled from the Lemurian consciousness, Lemurian seed consciousness, the crystal consciousness, not Lemurian as in the people. But I did channel from the Lemurian seed crystal consciousness that they prefer not to be used in psychic surgery or in healing, because they are gateways and portals and providers of consciousness and teachings and other purposes. And there are people out there who are going to completely disagree with me. That's actually one of the beautiful things about the crystal community, the global crystal community. We don't all agree with each other. We don't all work the same way. We don't all do the same kind of work. And that's actually okay. It's only ever not okay when people feel that we should all be the same and should all agree. So whether or not you agree, I pass that on. But anyway, it looks like a lot of people have joined us here, which is wonderful. I'm so happy to see you. And so I'm going to begin channeling from this crystal. And another thing to know, about Lemurian seed crystals is that a lot of them, some of them you can just channel directly. A lot of them need to be unlocked. So if ever you find that you're having trouble finding the key to accessing consciousness through your crystal, that could be part of it. Again, something that I may teach at a later point in time. But anyway, here we go. And so, right off the bat, I'm lost for words. It almost appears, definitely moving through, what I mentioned, some crystals, and especially the Lemurian seeds, open up portals, which means you're accessing different realms of consciousness, different areas of consciousness. And right off the bat, I feel like I'm moving through this pink sort of, it almost looks like a wormhole or a cloud, or just sort of this energy that I was moving through that's now dispersing. And I'm just sort of on this wide open plain under this sky of beautiful stars, nighttime sky. And there's this great feeling of expansiveness, this meeting with presence. And what's coming through specifically from this crystal and meeting this presence that I am on this expansive plane is there are some crystals that are teacher crystals, meaning that they help you to connect with and align with the teachings of other beings or teachers, for that matter, who can act as temporary guides in terms of what they have to convey, what they have to teach. It's sort of an access point, if you will, in terms of different levels of consciousness, because there are times where there's information that's encoded in crystals. Crystals emit light. So when we refer to light codes, oftentimes what we're referring to is what's been coded in this light. And as this light is emitted and transmitted and translated in our own energy systems, it becomes information, which is how energy functions. It's weird because I'm in this place and then I'm also in this virtual etheric place sharing with people on Instagram. But anyway, so this is connecting with a teacher. This is connecting me with what appears to be a divine, benevolent teacher. And so coming back to what this teacher was saying to me is, at times there's information, there's guidance, there can be presence and consciousness, there can be spirits in fact, even that can be encoded through light in crystals and can be transported and accessed that way directly within the crystal. And then there are also times where there are bridges or portals or access points is how they're referring to, when you can then access a specific divine beings or containers. It's referring to itself more as a container of consciousness and teachings, and they have their own sort of unique signature, if you will, in terms of that's sort of like a rough translation into what we might call personality or individuality, but signature, and they will try to present themselves in ways that translates into our contextualized understanding of reality and of beings and beingness, because of course we live solely within our context and our concept of reality. Things that present themselves outside of our context and concept, we may not even be able to see or to realize or recognize that's there. And it's reminding me, if this helps to make sense, of the story of how when the conquistadors first arrived on the coasts of Latin America, the people, it was only the medicine men, the medicine women, the shamans, if you want to use the term shaman, that could see them coming, because they were accustomed, oh my God, I'm getting massive chills. They were accustomed to seeing things, some may refer to it as non-ordinary reality, things that were outside of their context, their conceptualizations. They were able to see them, though the people were not. I had a really very simple experience of this not too long ago when I was looking on a rose bush for little worms that eat the leaves, and that's all I was seeing and kind of looking for. And then all of a sudden I noticed a Japanese beetle, and then all of a sudden it was like my vision pulled out and I saw there were a ton of Japanese beetles on the rose bush. I didn't see them before. So it's about being able to gently start to reshape our context and concepts of reality so that we can access new teachings and start to ground and embody and engender is the word coming through, engender information and teachings, because there is like a light alliance of, you know, greater beings. I'm using that term not as superior, but just energetically, frequency wise, however you want to translate that, who are part of a network of beings who are seeking to help us evolve, because so many of us feel trapped, we feel hopeless. This isn't how I'm feeling, but I'm feeling the emotions of what's being said to me. Lost and really kind of reaching up and grasping for something higher, for light, for help to pull us up, because the crisis that our world is in, that's eating up some of us inside, you know, is real, and yet there is still so much hope and light and help available, and the battle most certainly is not over. What I'm being taught here is we're not in the tipping point yet, but it's saying that the tipping point begins in ourselves and how we're choosing to live our lives, the choices we're making, you know, being in alignment with our souls as opposed to being in alignment with outer constructs that are part of our context and our concept of reality. But it's just as the word flammable comes through, but it's just flammable in just as flammable as anything else in terms of it being able to be purified, changed, transmogrified. I don't even know if that's a word. Transformed, transmuted. You know, there's so much that can really shift, just even with the construct of our daily lives, even though we feel that we're trapped, and in fact, we're not. And so part of the call, oh my God, I've got like major, it's almost like sparks coming off my hand. I feel like part of the call to, you know, what's happening in terms of us reaching out to crystals and higher beings and whatever, you know, can seem sort of really new agey at first, but they're saying it's really a very old thing that has been in operation for us since the dawn of time, that was in operation for them with others. And, you know, it's this continued cycle of death, rebirth, living, learning, and cycling through again and sharing. And so coming back to this being, that's the message that wanted to be communicated today. The word almost feels like transmitted, that's the word, wanted to be transmitted today as sort of a speaking through this crystal, through this access point, through me, for people who need to hear it. But knowing that there's so many more ways to, oh gosh, I can't articulate everything that I'm seeing on. There's just so many rushing images. Basically, I'll sort of summarize and say there's so many ways to be, but there's also so many more ways for us to work with, especially what's coming through as earth elemental healing, which I find interesting because I think I wrote about that in a newsletter yesterday, in terms of this call that we're receiving in terms of working with earth energies, earth frequency, earth matter, and reclaiming our relationship to the planet through these earthly modalities of herbs, crystals, you know, oils, connecting with trees and gardening even, and other things. This encouragement right now, this final teaching, this final lesson before we go is, the next time you go to light a stick of sage or Palo Santo, let's say, to clear the energy of a space, or the next time you go to pick up a crystal because you're in a bad mood and want to have a better day, which is totally beautiful and okay, or you work with an oil to uplift or ground or whatever it might be, rather than they're saying staying at that simple level of relationship, see if you can begin to evolve. And they're also saying this is true of food. See if you can begin to evolve your relationship to the spirit, and the spirit of the things that you're working with, the spirit of the crystal, the spirit of the herb, the spirit of the avocado that you're about to eat, the spirit of the water that comes through in your shower. And taking a moment to connect with it on that level of consciousness, and finding how much your life is enriched in simple moments, how much the magic and energy, it's beautiful, the spirituality, the effectiveness of the work that you're doing is enhanced, and how you begin to feel the relationship between all things. And it even makes me think of Marie Kondo's work in terms of relating to the consciousness of your socks, which to some might seem so ridiculous, and yet this is part of this conversation. So that's the teaching, and I feel myself being kind of a thank you, divine being. I feel myself being pulled back out of that portal and coming back out into this space and being encouraged to close my Lemurian, to lock it back into place. Well, that was the channeling. I'm actually kind of shaking right now, just from the energy of that. So I need to ground that energy. Here I am looking at my mascara. Coming back to my humanity already, Miss Leo. I need to ground. I need to self-care. I need to eat something, and I think I probably need to journal, just even in terms of what I experienced. But if that was of service to any of you, then I'm very glad, and I hope that you're able to embody the teaching that came through that. And yeah, that's it. And it's also the last day for scholarship enrollment for my program. If anyone wants to train with me, I'll just throw that out there as my final kind of moving back into my reality. But humbly yours. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will be back next week. So blessings to all of you, and take care.